Hey, welcome to Alt Culture Weekend. My name is Noah, and you are listening to Alt 1017. We got some good music. We got a big, sort of more acoustic sound this Saturday. A bit more instrumental focus, I have noticed. But we've got some variety. Always giving you some variety to keep things interesting. Also, stay tuned. We're going to be talking about new movies coming out, new movies that I have seen, a interesting experience that you can engage in right here in Tuscaloosa if you're here. That I think you gotta go check out a movie. So I'll talk about that later. And during the show, we are going to be talking about Leap Day. It's a leap year. So throughout the show, we're going to be talking about that. We have a whole extra day on Thursday. What are you going to do with it? Send me a message on the free Alt 1017 app and let me know. Or you can send me a message on Alt 1017 FM on Instagram. Send me a message on our Instagram. I'm checking it all the time, and I'm looking at different things and liking stuff and posting stuff. If you have been following the Instagram, you can see what music we're going to play tonight. You can go check that out right now. And so let's get into some of that music. I'm going to start off with a band that I'm sure most of you are familiar with. This is the one and only MGMT, The Management. They've got a new album out, about 45 minutes long. It's their 5th studio album. It's the first one since 2018's Little Dark Age. So it's been 6 years, 5 years since their last album? I mean, they had a live album in 2022, but we're talking about new MGMT music. It's Loss of Life is their new album out. Just came out yesterday, out right now, and I listened to through the album. It's got some good MGMT songs on there. Sort of a return to form, you might say. Sort of maybe trying some new stuff, you might say. And one of the songs that I want to highlight off this album is "Nothing to Declare." Is the name of the song. It's a really sweet. It's got the melody in it has classic melody potential. It kind of sounds like "Do You Realize" by the Flaming Lips, if you've ever heard that song. So here we go. It's MGMT, new album, Loss of Life. New song off that album, Nothing to Declare. Take it away. And this is Alt Culture Weekend. My name is Noah, and we are playing for you the hottest new music, like that from the new MGMT album, Loss of Life. Wanted to play for you a little bit music from them. I like that acoustic sound that they're rocking with. You may be more familiar with some of their singles that are a little more like alternative poppy sound, alternative rocky sound, but I like that what they're doing there. If you've got Spotify, you can check out our playlist of all the music that we were playing here tonight, plus some extras. Just click on the link in our bio on our Instagram, Alt1017FM. And you can keep up to date for all the fun music that we're doing, including our playlist for our Gold Star album. Every week we got a Gold Star album, my favorite album of the week, of the new stuff that's coming out. That album is coming up later in the show, so stay tuned for that. Last week's album was Mother's Grief Chapter. So you can go check out the playlist of our favorite songs right now, or you can just keep on listening to me. I would prefer that. I would prefer if you keep listening to me, because I got stuff I want to talk about. I want to talk a little bit about, I got to hit this. So last week, I was talking a little bit about Madam Web, and I was saying that I am not going to go see this movie, because this movie does not look good. I did not hear good things about it. I did not hear great things about it. In fact, I heard bad things about it. I heard people saying, guys, this movie's not going to be good. This movie looks so silly. Just listen to this soundbite.
He was in the Amazon with my mom when she was researching spiders right before she died.
What are we doing here? Do we know how to make a movie? So I was like, no, I'm not going to go see it. You can't trick me into seeing this just because it's important or perhaps related to the ongoing storyline. But then a bunch of my friends were like, hey, we're going to go have a fun time. We're going to go see it. If you don't come with us, you're a loser. And I was like, I'm not a loser. So I went and saw Madam Web. I know. But my expectations were on the floor. They were below the floor. They were in the basement, honestly. And I went and saw it. And would you be surprised to know that it was actually a really great superhero movie? Yes, you would, because that is definitely not that. I mean, the whole line, researching spiders right before she died, isn't even in the movie. I was sitting here around the whole time just to laugh at that, and I was like, gee whiz, it's not even there. But not to worry, because there was plenty of other awful line delivery in the rest of the movie. And the movie just as a whole, I thought it was a good, fun, bad movie. I mean, the whole plot doesn't really matter. I mean, if you care, It's just about how this sort of paramedic finds out that she has like these crazy see the future powers, and then she sees that some guy is trying to attack these girls, and she has to save them. So she like kidnaps them, kind of, and they're like, "What's going on?" And she's like, "We have to stop this." And then like hilarity ensues. They have to fight this guy, and etc. etc. So kind of a interestingly boring plot, but we're here for the journey with Madam Web. We're here for all the weird stuff, like whenever they go to a diner and Britney Spears' Toxic starts playing and they just start dancing on the table. We're here for moments like that. We're here for whenever Dakota Johnson's character just lets a stray cat into her apartment, and she doesn't have a name for it. She just calls it Cat. And we're here for all that fun stuff. We're here for whenever there's a building that Dakota Johnson knows is unsafe, as we've seen earlier in the movie, but she takes it there and starts blowing up the building to try to kill the bad guy while they get on top of the building as it falls apart around them. And then maybe things don't work out too well as far as that goes. And of course they did. I don't know, just the logic in this movie is not there. And in a way, you kind of have to appreciate it and love that about this movie. And someone might go see this movie and say that's the dumbest thing I've ever seen, and you'd be right. But is it also the funniest thing you've ever seen? No, but it's maybe a little bit. Dakota Johnson was perfect, and just like how weird and awkward she was. Sydney Sweeney, I think, was very miscast. She was playing like an innocent high school girl who was like, I don't know what's going on. I'm like, I've seen Euphoria. Yes, you do. Get out of here. The villain was super weird. It was like he was saying every single foreign accent. He just combined them into one. There was one line where he was like, I've got to get my spiders, or something like that. That's literally what he sounds like. All his lines seem to be dubbed or whatever like that. So it's so stupid, it's so dumb, but I had fun with it. And maybe you will too. But if you don't want to vote with your dollar and go say, hey, go make more of these, then maybe you shouldn't. But they do. They're like, they tease a sequel at the end. We got to get that sequel. We got to get that Madam Web sequel. Madam Web sequel comes out, I'm here day one to watch it. I will ride for Madam Web 2. And I think I'm only like being half ironic when I say that. So that's some bad movies. Let's talk about some good movies. So also coming out in recent times is that Bob Marley One Love movie. And this movie has actually been doing pretty well for itself. It's on the list of some of the highest grossing music biopics of all time. So I'll tell you what the top 5 are. But Bob Marley ranks number 11 after just like a week or two at the box office. It's already doing quite well. It's got a domestic gross, so it's made about, which means here in the United States, it's already made about $52 million. Which, come on, guys, and this is from Billboard.com to cite my sources. But here's some of the other big movies that maybe it will do the best of and get the best of. So number 5, we got Rocket Man about Elton John. Number 4, we got old Johnny Cash, Walk the Line from 2005. And then here's a recent one, just came out about a year or two ago. Elvis, big movie with Austin Butler. I don't think he can stop using that Elvis voice. He had to get a coach, a speech coach, to help him stop. So that's number 3. Number 2, Straight Outta Compton. And then number 1, biggest money-making music biopic of all time is Bohemian Rhapsody about Queen. Now, Bob Marley, One Love, is in the list of some of the highest grossing music biopics of all time, which is a somewhat specific list, I do admit. But it's at number 11, and it's only got to get to number 1, how many millions of dollars it has to make? It has to be about $150 million more dollars. So if you want to get it to be number 1, you've got one thing that you can do. You can go watch this movie. So those are some recent movies coming out. We gotta hit some more music. There's a new album from Glitterer out right now. Rationale is the name of it. It's a short album, and it's got a bunch of short songs on it. It's got a punk rock vibe to this album. They'll hit you with a little song idea, a little song snippet. You'll listen to it for a couple minutes, and then they'll move on to the next thing. So it's like one big piece. So I want to play you 2 songs from this, actually, which put together make about one song. We've got Big Winner and Just a Place from Rationale by Glitterer. So I'm going to play that for you now, right here on Alt 1017. You are listening to Alt Culture Weekend. Stay tuned. We'll be back in a bit. A newer song from Maggie Rogers, Don't Forget Me, from her upcoming album, also called Don't Forget Me. It's going to be coming out April 12th. So it's like over a month and a half away, about a month and a half away. I'm going to be itching for it. And the moment it comes out, we're going to be reviewing new music because we're always up to date on new music around here. If there's anything we ever miss, any songs, any albums that you don't hear on your Alt Culture Weekend, and you're like, hey, you missed this album, send me a message on the free Alt 1017 app or on our Instagram, Alt 1017 FM. Want to get into some news, things that you need to be aware of. You know the organization Time, you know how they like make magazines, and some people read them. I don't read them, but I keep aware of who they're saying their person of the year is, and I also keep aware of whenever they say their woman of the year. They put out their woman of the year issue recently, and guess who was on the cover? The one and only Greta Gerwig, who directed the movie Barbie. Greta Gerwig, they did a little interview with her, and they were like, Greta Gerwig, what's it like to like be so cool and making movies and stuff like that? So Greta Gerwig, she's made Barbie, she's made Lady Bird, she's made Little Women. She's out here, representing what the experience for women is, and so, I just appreciate that. So wear pink for Greta Gerwig making Woman of the Year. She's on the cover of that Time magazine. She says, I know the right thing for me is to keep making movies. Whatever happens, good or bad, you gotta keep going. That's from Time's interview. So shout out to Greta Gerwig. We'll see how she does on Oscars night coming up. I always keep an eye on the award season on what's going on with the Oscars. Her movie is Barbie is nominated for Best Picture, so we'll see if it wins. I'm thinking it's probably going to go to Oppenheimer, if we're being fair. But anything can happen. Anything can happen. I want to also hit a little bit about award shows. Here's an award show you probably don't care too much about, the Screen Actors Guild, which focuses on acting. It's tonight. And what I find interesting, just why I wanted to bring it up, is that it is on Netflix. So if you see any of these other award shows, if you ever try to go see them, you're like, how can I watch them? They're on like cable or blah, blah, blah. This is going to be on Netflix. So I feel like everyone has Netflix. And the Screen Actors Guild are tonight on Netflix. So if you want to go check them out, they're going to be streaming live on Netflix at 7 p.m. Central Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, and then the rest of you guys can do the math to figure that out. Last year, they got the rights to Netflix got the rights to stream this award show, but they didn't have their streaming their live streaming set up just yet. So they did it on like YouTube, Instagram, all that. But this year, tune in and you just see if things fall apart. That will be interesting, but I enjoy the direction of putting these award shows because I like to see people win. I like to see the people I care about win stuff. I like to see the direction of putting these things on more platforms that people have. Margot Robbie's up for Barbie, so maybe she'll do a little winning. Moving on to some other recognition, I gotta shout out my boy Post Malone. I always like to get a little Post Malone news if I can. I think he's out here making waves constantly. So Post Malone and Swae Lee's Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse hit Sunflower. You heard that song? Sunflower. It has become the first song in history, this is from Billboard.com, to go double diamond, meaning it's reached an equivalent of 20 million sales. So that's like the first song in history to do something, just like little Sunflower, little me. Shout out to Post Malone and Swae Lee for doing an amazing song. I think it's quite a hit, and I am hoping and praying that the next soundtrack for the next Spider-Man Spider-Verse movie hits crazy hard, because they always do something interesting, do something different, and I fall in love with the album. So just keep doing you guys, keep making good music. And Post Malone, if you want to come back for the third album, that'd be great. But also, if you don't, I completely understand, because you're often like Super Bowl commercials and singing the Super Bowl national anthem. I get it. I get how it is. So that's some little artist news. Couple other quick things just to round up some stuff. If you like the Talking Heads, if you like Paramore, they've got a cover of the Talking Heads Burning Down the House for the upcoming Stop Making Sense tribute album. So that is something Paramore is doing. And then Pearl Jam has announced their new album, Dark Matter and a World Tour. So people are out here making waves. Going to tell you a little bit more about some stuff with the Met Gala in a bit here. But I want to get to some new music here. I want to highlight this band. I was pretty excited for this album, and it let me down just a little bit. It's I Don't Know How But They Found Me, which is a band that I really enjoy, and I really enjoyed their last album, Razzmatazz. Go check it out when you get the chance. But they got their new album out, Gloom Division, and I was pretty excited for it because I'm a big I Don't Know How fan, and it let me down just a little bit. They've got an alt pop, alt rock vibe on the album, and I think it didn't quite reach the heights of the last album, but I think there's some good gems of this, including the song that I'm about to play for you, Satanic Panic. by I Don't Know How, But They Found Me. I don't know what is going on with all the band, or what's they used to have two people, two main members of the band. Now they just have one, and I don't know what's going on there. I don't know if they had to part ways and do other projects and things like that. I feel like it's missing a little something. But if you love this song, if you enjoyed the song, definitely go check out the album. I thought the album's not necessarily a bad listen. We'll be back in a minute. This is Alt 1017. My name is Noah. We are showcasing some of the new music, the new hottest music, the recent releases. That would be an example of a recent release, Vampire Weekend single that came out recently in anticipation of the new Vampire Weekend album coming out in early April. Only God Was Above Us is the name of that album. So Gen X Cops is the one we just played for you. Capricorn is another that is out right now if you want to go get more of a little, Vampire Weekend, if you're a Vampire Weekend fan. So if you're a fan of The Weeknd and you've been enjoying your time off, then I've got some big news for you. The leap day. This is a leap year. The leap day is coming up on Thursday. And, honestly, I think they should give us all the day off. We got a whole extra day in this year to live our lives and do something new. I think that should be a national holiday. Every 4 years, we just get a day off for no reason, just for the fact that it's like another trip around the sun. I think that would be proper. We should really bring that back. And I think I'm going to spend a little more time, and I'm going to read a book. I've been trying to read some more poetry recently, and I really want to. Poetry, you don't have to get too crazy with it. You don't have to go read random haikus and things. I want to delve back into some Shel Silverstein poems. Some might say that he's just like a children's author, writes poems with the little pictures on them and they're funny and things, but I think they're real art. So that's what I might get into a little bit on my leap day. What are you going to do with yours? Send me a message on the free Alt 1017 app and let me know, or you can message us on our Instagram, Alt 1017 FM. Stay tuned for the Instagram. We're going to have the playlist of all the songs that you hear tonight, plus maybe some extras. Go ahead and follow that, and you'll see our stories. You see whenever we're posting about stuff. Big music week this past week. We had Pigeons playing ping pong come hang out with us. We had an interview with them last week, and then the Stews were here. More music is going to be coming down the wire. We had one band, the Brook and the Bluff. They were supposed to come play this week, but their concert got delayed. Well, they're going to be coming back, and we're going to give you a chance to win some tickets to that. So just stay tuned, stay on the Instagram, and you can, maybe win some tickets. We like to give away things sometimes. And right now I want to give away a hot tip to you, is that if you enjoy cinema, if you enjoy supporting local theater, as in local movie theater, you got to go check out this event here in Tuscaloosa. The Bama Theatre on Tuesday is going to be playing this movie, Anatomy of a Fall. Now, this is one of my favorite movies of last year. It's a 2023 movie. It's a newer movie, and they're playing it on the big screen in the Bama Theatre right here in downtown Tuscaloosa. Now, let me sell you on this movie a little bit. This movie is a courtroom drama. It's a little long, but that's just to give you more time to learn about this case, to learn about what's going on, because the husband and wife, the husband falls out of the window of their little chalet, their little home, and in the south of France or whatever it is, I don't know. And then all fingers point towards the wife. Did she push him? Did he jump? What happened? Their son was also around the scene of the crime whenever it happened. Does he know anything? It really delves into the nature of relationships and what happens whenever you put a relationship under a microscope. And it's got some intensity to it, to be sure, but I think it really highlights that element of the dramatic nature of relationships in a really interesting way. And the dialogue is great, the script is great, and the directing is great. So yeah, if you just want to go see something, it is half in French a little bit, so you are going to have to read some subtitles. I know, but do a little reading. This Tuesday at the Bama Theatre, 7 p.m. is the showtime. 6 p.m. is you can start showing up, and they got a little Bama bar. So maybe get a little drink and watch a little movie. That's I would recommend. Getting back into the music. Now we get to our Gold Star album for the week. This is Head Body Connector by Simon Spine. I was not aware of this band before, but they came across my desk as I was researching music for this weekend, and they're a rock album, to be sure, but I think they've got a little elements of sort of dance rock a little bit. It's fun jams, it's fun bops. The song that I'm playing for you, I think, is a lot of fun. It's called Boys. Gold Star album of the week. I would recommend that you go check out the rest of this album if you've got a chance, because I think it's going to reward you for listening to this album. I'm going to have my full thoughts and everything on Monday on our Instagram, the Gold Star album and our favorite songs and everything, right here on Alt 1017. We are wrapping things up here on the show. This is Alt Culture Weekend on Alt 1017. My name is Noah. Coming up soon, the Met Gala. Soon. It's going to be in May. May 6th is the Met Gala, but they announced some of the co-chairs, so perhaps some of the influencers involved in helping run the thing or promote the thing. We got Jennifer Lopez, Zendaya, Chris Hemsworth, Bad Bunny. Oh my goodness, all these people come together to highlight the theme, the Garden of Time. What would you dress up for the Garden of Time? I think I'm going to work on a little outfit. I'm going to put a little outfit together for the Met Gala, and it's going to be so good that they're going to have to invite me. I think I'm going to put a flower pot on my head, or at least on my feet for my shoes. Another interesting thing that happened this week, this past Thursday, it was an AT&T outage. Have you got AT&T as your carrier? Users were unable to make calls or send messages for more than 10 hours on Thursday before service was eventually restored. Now, there's some conspiracies going around, but in my opinion, I think it was the deep state trying to shut down our phones, so that way, they're gonna make us helpless. They're gonna shut down our phones. They're just doing a little test to see if they could do it, see how much people would cause a riot. And some people are showing up to AT&T stores being like, "Hey, my phone's not working," and they're like, "Dude, I just work here. I literally just work here." If your phone goes out, we know who to blame. I don't even have to say it. We know who to blame. Anyway, I'm going to play you one more new song. This is from Remo Drive. I was a big fan of this album as well this week. It's got kind of like a 50s vibe, a kind of throwback vibe. Love to see it. And the song that I got for you is just listen to the vocals. Just focus on what he's doing, the vocal flexing. I think you might enjoy it. I'm going to close out the show here on Alt Culture Weekend. Stay tuned next week, 6 to 7 p.m. New music, new stuff every Saturday right here on Alt 1017. Here's Remo Drive. That Hold You.